Hello, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Sarah Kate and I'm so happy to have you. Today's video is going to be a brow routine and a winged liner tutorial. I always get a lot of questions about how I do my brows and my liner, so I thought I would just sit down and film it to show you. So if you want to see how to get this look, then just keep on watching. So first I'm going to start out doing how I do my natural brown eyebrows. And I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in the shade Taupe, and I typically don't use brow pencils. I prefer pomade because my brows don't have a lot of hair, so I kind of have to do a little more than filling in. I have to really draw a lot of them on, so I prefer a brow pomade, and this is the best one that I've found. This is my second one, and I had the first one I owned for like a year because it lasts so long. So I'm gonna start with a angled brush, and I'm just gonna dip into here. The only thing about using pomade, you have to make sure that you shut it tight each time or it will dry out, but I did not have a problem with my first one drying out at all. So I'm gonna take my angled brush and I'm just gonna start by drawing a line all the way under my brow where I want the arch to be at. So for that, I kind of just followed the natural arch of my brow, and if you need a marker, you can put a brush right here, and wherever the brush hits, that's where your brow should start. And then if you go through your pupil, that's where your arch should be, and then if you connect to the end of your eye, that's where your brow should end. Whenever I first started doing my brows like this, I took my brush and marked it every single time to follow it until I got used to doing it, and I think that's a really helpful tip. So now I'm gonna go back into my pomade, and now I'm just gonna draw a line on the top, but for this line I'm not gonna go all the way to the front of my brow. I'm gonna start about right there because I don't want the front of my brow to be as dark as the rest of my brow, so I'm just gonna start there and draw out. And as you can see, my brow is not that thick at all. My brows are quite thin, but I like the bigger, bolder brow, so I just draw up some. I don't think it looks bad at all, so that's what I do. And then now I'm gonna just take whatever pomade I have left and just brush it through to fill in everything. And for the front of the brow, a lot of people take a pencil and draw in really fine brush strokes to make it look like hair is there, which I don't personally do that because one, I just don't have a brow pencil, and two, I've tried to do it before and I don't really like the way it looks on me. So what I do is I just take my angled brush that I've been using without any extra product and put it at the base of my brow and just brush up to get a little bit of color in my brows, but not as much. The front still looks a little bit lighter than the rest of it. Alright, so right now this isn't looking perfect, but what I do after I put on my brow pomade is I take a concealer and I use it to carve out my brows, and also go ahead and prime my eyes with the concealer. Whenever I do my makeup, I'm really messy, honestly. I always have to use concealer to carve out my brows. A lot of times I use makeup remover wipes to clean up eyeliner or take out fallout, and yeah, it's probably not the best method to do, but it's makeup, and if you put it on first and you have to mess around with it to get it to look how you want it to, it's not a big deal. So this is definitely the most important step when doing your brows, in my opinion, because my brows do not look very good without it. So I'm just going to put this all over my lid and then a stripe right above my eyebrow. And I don't think I mentioned it, but today I'm using the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define in the shade C1. You can use any concealer you like. And then I'm going to take a flat brush. This one is from ColourPop. It's like one of the first brushes they ever came out with. And I'm just going to take this and move the concealer right along the edges to carve everything out and clean up my brow. And I went a little too far up, so I'm just gonna go back into my angled brush and that up, I just went ahead and blended out the concealer and then set it with my Maybelline Fit Me Loose setting powder. And then for my color brow, what I do is I take a liquid lipstick in whatever color I want to use. Since my hair is green right now, I usually go for the green brow, and I use the Sara liquid lipstick in the shade Crocodile Tears. And I just take an angled brush and I do the exact same thing that I do with my normal brows, outline them, fill them in, and then take concealer, clean them up. And I really like the Sara liquid lipsticks for brows because they dry down and they stay on really good, and if I ever dye my hair any other fun color, I would definitely get a matching liquid lipstick to use as my brow pomade. I'm gonna go finish my other brow and then I'll be right back to show you how I do my winged liner. Alright, so now that we have the brows on, it's time to move on to winged liner. And winged liner is one of those things that just about everyone struggles with. It's so hard to do and get perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you how I do mine. I use a felt tip pen liner like this right here, and my favorite one to use is the Maybelline Master Precise. I also really like the Stila Stay All Day one, but mine recently ran out and I haven't picked up a new one yet, but this one is a really good option at the drugstore. I also have used brush tip liners before, but I find that they're harder to use, especially for beginners. I would definitely recommend a felt tip pen like this. So whenever I'm doing my liner, I always start with the wing part, and I start at the very corner of my eye and angle it towards the tail of my brow and just drag straight out and start with a line like that. So now I'm gonna start at the end of this and just pull straight down and start with the outline right there, and then I'm gonna go to the inner part and lay my brush flat in the inner corner and just start pulling it back. So now I'm just gonna fill in . So as you can see, the edges of that are not very clean right here and sharp. So I'm gonna go in with a makeup wipe and just kind of clean it up a little bit. You could also put down tape first at a straight line and then do your liner and then take off the tape, and it should be really clean. But I don't really like the feeling of tape on my face, so I just do this instead. So I just start right here and drag it out. And then, as you can see, it gets a little far back here, so just clean that up. So another thing that people struggle with when doing wing liner is not just doing it, but getting them even on both sides. It can be so frustrating. For a long time, I did not wear winged eyeliner because I could not get them even for the life of me. So I'm gonna do my best right now to even this side up. Alright, so that's going to be all for this video. I hope it was helpful and I hope you enjoyed watching it. If you did, be sure to give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every Friday. And also check out my Instagram account, Makeup by Sara Kate, where I post my daily looks and things like that. So I hope to see you again. Goodbye.